Hello, my name is Julie, and this is my first floss tube. This channel is called Stitching with Julie, where I'll be sharing a lot of things about cross stitch, as well as quilting, crochet, applique, wool projects, embroidery. I love anything I can do where I can take something with me in the car, on a trip. I love to be able to just keep my hands busy. So anyone who knows me, and even at my work, my downtime, my relaxing time, I'm still productive. I kind of have this like need to be productive all the time. I would like to say I'm a perfectionist, not necessarily. I have a quote half the time. If I make a little mistake, I'll say, oh, this is good enough for the people I work for, because I'm just doing it for myself. If I'm doing something for someone else, I do try to do a much better job. So I know I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes. I know I'm gonna come back and look at this video and think, I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not gonna do that. So I'm also a person who thinks that there's no such thing as a mistake, it's a learning experience. So I'm looking forward to learning from my mistakes and finding what works and what doesn't. So I actually had this set up to film yesterday, and I got everything set up. We've had a summer full of construction. We've been repainting. We've repainted every room in the house except for our laundry room and our sunroom, which will happen in a couple weeks. We're leaving this Friday to go out of town for 10 days, and so we're just gonna wait to tackle those till we get back. But I had everything set up yesterday to start filming, and we've had a guy working on our stair railing, and right as I was ready to hit start, he pulled up. So right now I'm in my formal dining room just because it's the only place that really has furniture. Actually, we have a lot of furniture, we have a lot of stuff, just things aren't back in their original or meant to be places. I also had some really cute fall sunflower things set up around my staircase going upstairs. I have a little alcove with a chunky piece of furniture and then my tall tier tray. So I had all this cute stuff there, but we had to move everything for this guy to work on our banister. So he worked on it 4 days last week, 1 day today, or yesterday, and then I'm hoping today he finishes. He doesn't have much more to go, so it's coming along and it's beautiful. So maybe I'll share some pictures of it when it's done, because we can't get the carpet in until he's done. So when everything gets finished, maybe I'll share some pictures with you guys. So I love cross stitch. I love to share cross stitch quilting with anybody and everybody. I've taught quilting classes in my neighborhood for 11 years, 12 years. We've kind of taken some time off this last couple years because of COVID. And my kids would say to me, especially my boys, every time I talked about quilting with someone, they told me I was spreading the plague. So, but I just want to share something that I'm so passionate about and I love. So I am a mother of 4, married to my husband, Bob. Some people who watch this will maybe have met him. My sweet husband, Bob. He makes me laugh every day of my life, and he's really good to me. He's very generous, and we've been married for 34 years, which is almost 30. January will be 34 years, I think. He'll watch this and correct me. I seem to get it wrong every year. We have 4 children. We have 2 girls and 2 boys. So it goes girl, girl, boy, boy. And it's hard to believe that my oldest is 32. She must be 32. And then my daughter's 30, my second daughter's 30. I have a son who will be 28 in November. And then my youngest will be 26 next April. So anyway, I love my family. They mean more to me than anything. And I love my kids. I super love my grandchildren. I have 8 grandchildren, and I'm so blessed. So one of my daughter-in-laws, I introduced her to some cross stitch, and she is actually doing some things here and there. She was going to school full-time and working full-time, so it was kind of tough, and raising a child together with my son. So, but for Christmas a couple years ago, she made me this, which now there's one more grandchild, which I'm gonna have to add on. There's room to add over here, which she left that on purpose. I haven't done anything with it just because I'm still crossing my fingers that there's 3 to 5 more on the way, but we'll see. We'll see. No pressure on anybody. I have one son and his wife who haven't had any children yet, so I'm hoping when they're ready someday, I can be patient. So it is so much fun to be a grandma, and I love this piece. Like I said, I don't want to finish it till I know how many are going to be in my family. So, but that's a fun little treat, and that was an exciting thing to get from her. So let's see. I love so many designers. I love Lori Holt. I love her stuff. I've gone on trips where the only thing I took stitching wise was Lori Holt projects. I'd leave them laid out in my room, you know, for like when the maids to come and clean, because I really hoped they'd see them and see how cute they were. My husband would say, tuck that away. You don't want them to take your stuff. I said, well, no one's going to take my stuff, number one. But number two, I want them to see how cute it is. So anyway, there was one trip I did 2 pieces of Lori's, her Christmas one and her, it must have been a Thanksgiving one, now that I'm thinking about it, that I did both pieces while we were on a trip down to Mexico. We do love to go down to Mexico every year. We haven't gone every year, had to take some time off, but we got to go earlier this year for 5 weeks, and we're gonna leave again in January. We're gonna go down for 6 weeks. So I actually will film from down there. That's gonna be exciting. I don't know if I'll be able to, I don't think I could do it from the beach. I can do it from our rooftop where you can see the ocean. But if someone else comes up there to the pool or turns music on, then I don't know if it'd be a good place to do any filming. So anyway, love Lori Holt. I'm actually good friends with her. I've known her for years and years. And I just love her. I love everything she does. It just turns to gold. So I do what I can to help her if she needs help with her stuff. So, but it's just a joy to hang out with her and some of our other friends. We have retreats that we do twice a year, and sew days, which I'm hoping to attend more often. So I've been working for the last over 11 years at our public library. And the Salt Lake County library system has 18 locations, and I've now worked at 4. So I've just moved from different branches to different branches as I've gone up in positions. So currently I'm about 25 minutes away from my home, working full-time as the circulation supervisor. And I love reading books. I love books. I love the library. I love all the things that the library has to offer to the community. And so I try to share things like that. So if you're ever looking for some good book recommendations, especially psychological thrillers, true crime, actually anything. I read everything. I don't even typically like science fiction fantasy, but I have read some that were so good that if some of them are trilogies, and I want to go back and read the second and third because the first was really good. So anyway, so I'm not like super closed-minded to anything. There's some great books out there and great stories, and so many of books I've read have been turned into movies, which is interesting. So okay, enough about that. So other designers I love is Priscilla and Chelsea with the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. My husband wonders if I could have any more shirts or any more bags, and I can. Look, turns out that I can. So I have Lori's shirts too. If I love someone, I want to do everything. I go all in. So I've had the wonderful opportunity to meet them. When they announced last year they were going to Vegas, I thought, okay, that's like a 45-minute plane ride for me. I'm going. So I got to go down and meet them down there in Vegas when they were with the Embroidery Guild of America. They did a class, and it was so cute. And I teased Chelsea that she looked more like my daughter than my own daughters do. I have a redhead, and I had 2 towhead blondes, and then also one that more like a light brown hair now, but he was blonde as a little boy. And I just wanted one child to look like me. So I don't know why I thought that. I just thought with my dark hair that I'd have a child that looked like me. So in facial features and similarities, you know, you get my kids together and you can tell we all belong to the same family. But I just told Chelsea, I'm like, you could be my daughter. And so I teased her about being her second mom. I have also been fortunate to see them 2 more times since then. I got to see them at the Tomorrow's Heirlooms retreat in Chicago, just south of Chicago. That was wonderful. It was neat to see them. I actually was so excited to see them. And then I got to see them in July. I got to go to Stitch Etc's retreat, which was in Indianapolis, and I loved that too. So pretty much, I just love them. When I saw them, I owned every pattern of theirs. But see, they just keep coming out with stuff every week. So now I got to get my list out and find out what I'm missing, and then I will be getting those right away. So I have stitched lots of things. Like I said, I utilize all of my downtime. So I have taken many things to work over the years, and I stitch during my 15-minute breaks and my hour lunch, and it's amazing what you can get done. So I have hundreds of finishes. I have a bin full of them just laying flat, flat, flat. And I'm working on, I just haven't had time to do a lot of finishing. So the first 3 pieces I finished were actually at the retreats with Priscilla and Chelsea. So that's kind of interesting that if I don't go to a retreat, I don't finish my piece. Anyway, and I will show those as the seasons and those things come up. But I also have other designers that I love. I love Teresa Kogut. I love Little House Needleworks, Country Cottage Needleworks. Oh my goodness, I don't know, Hands-On Design. There's just so many that I love. And I'm even, and I don't want to say I'm crazy because I follow a lot of people and watch a lot of people who do these, but I love Hades. Oh my goodness, I think I own 8 now. And I've started like 2 or 3. So I know those are lifetime projects for me because I like to do all these other little things. I also really like to start projects. So my first year, so we're in 2022, so in 2020 was the first year I kind of started watching Flosstube and thinking, this is fun, I'm gonna get involved in this. So I did March Madness, and my March Madness was because working full-time, I haven't done an Instagram post or a Facebook post in like 3 years. So that is something I'm gonna do a lot more here. And so, but I have joined many Facebook groups. And anyway, one of the things people are doing for March Madness is they pick 8 whips and then you'd work them down. Well, I picked 8 whips and I finished all 8 whips in that month of March. So that was fantastic. And then when May Mania came along, I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to start a new thing every day? Okay, that's no problem because I have stuff. So I started one every day. Of the 30, I can't remember if there's 30 or 31 days in May, but of the ones that I did, I think I have finished 10 of those since, maybe 12. So wanted to work on them again, but like I said, this summer was terrible because it has been constant construction. My husband will say, they're coming to do this on this day, and that means we have to move everything out of that bedroom. So it's been a lot of work, but we've worked hard, we've worked together, and we've been getting everything done, so that's good. So I'm gonna continue to work on my May Mania pieces. I also, that first year in 2020 that I was really back into cross stitching, I did Jolly July with Fat Quarter Shop. That was another design. I get everything from the Fat Quarter Shop. I just can't even tell you. I buy more stuff. I had 3 deliveries yesterday from them. My friend will send me a picture. Have you seen this? And I'm like, oh, I've already done 2 orders today. I can't do another one. So, but when they notify me something's in stock, I just want to get it before it's not in stock. And so I have a lot of little things that come separately. But anyway, yes, I love Fat Quarter Shop. I'm going to show you some things that I've done from them. So I did do a new start of something for Christmas for every day in Jolly July. And I have probably finished a dozen of those since then as well. So I am going to work on it a little bit better. I love how Lori does a new start for all the people in her family for their birthdays or for like major holidays. I would love to do that. I personally come from a really large family. So I'm number 10 of 17. And so a lot of people are shocked when they hear that. My mom and dad had 10 children. I'm number 10, and they divorced, and my dad remarried and had 7 more. And I love all of my siblings. I love my stepmom, who unfortunately just passed away 4 weeks ago. So this Friday, we're actually flying out to Fort Wayne, Indiana to see my dad. It'll be his 89th birthday. We're excited to see him. And I pretty much know going out, this might be the last time I see him. So that's where I'm leaving. I won't do another video until I get back from that trip. So, what was I going to say? I was leading up to something. Anyway, so let me show you some things. I, of course, have made all of Lori's bags. All of her bags. I've actually made them twice. In June, I had COVID for the second time. I got it in the very, very, very beginning. Like, before they even knew what was going on. I got it, you know, early. And so, both my husband and I got it. In fact, it was such a terrible sore throat. I used to sing. After high school, I went to Austria and Hungary singing. And I can't sing anymore, guys. Something happened to my throat that I can't sing. And then it also made me snore for about a year. Then when I got COVID in June, of course, I had the sore throat. I had all the symptoms this time. It was terrible. But we had people scheduled to come to our house who, you know, we couldn't do anything about them. So I just stayed in the basement. I have my sewing rooms down there. I have 2 sewing rooms. I just stayed down there. My husband would bring meals and literally put it outside the door downstairs. And he'd bring me a soda, a Coke Zero, just to, so I could have some energy, because I just wanted to be in bed. But I needed to be out of the main part of the house so these workers can work and not have anything. So I just basically stayed downstairs. If I ever dreamed of being in my sewing room 24/7, I kind of got that dream fulfilled. So anyway, during that, I made all of these bags of Lori's, that some of them have projects in them, some don't. I have a friend who, I said to her, do you have these panels? And she said, yes. I said, drop them off. Just leave them on my porch. I'll sew them up for you. I just was feeling really generous. I made 2 of these because I made some for her and some for me. And then I also did the bags for inside. This actually has some of Lori's chunky thread in it. So I have started her Granny Square along. I was trying to do that this summer, and I need to get my outside color still. So anyway, let me get to really quick. I'm going to show you some things. I don't want this to be too long of a video because I do have that worker guy coming today, and I could have family interrupt me. I don't know what my husband's schedule is, honestly. So I just want to show you. These are a lot of these. None of this is finished, but I want to show you some of the things I've done. I have done the entire I think this Little House Needle Works. I've done the entire series of these. So every single month is done. So one of them I finished, and so I have the piece that I'm putting them all on. So when I get back from my trip, things are gonna be a little different in my life. And I am planning on getting a lot of things done. So anyway, in the future, I will be showing you finished things, not unfinished things, I hope. I also did the entire square dance series, and then now she's come out with so many more. So I have bought all of those patterns. These are just so fun to sit and do. I could do those in 2 days at work on my breaks, sometimes one day with the breaks. And then the other thing I did is I did all of Hands-On Designs chalk series. There was a different one for every month, and so these are the ones just for September. But so I did every one of those too. Again, something that was really nice and easy to get done while I was on my breaks at work. So I also, of course, I got the Punch Needle Primitive magazine, and in that, I mean, I'm a couple years behind. So going back to the first year I got the magazine, when Priscilla and Chelsea were in that magazine, I have finished the Spring Tulips, and this one, I can't remember. I think this one was something Daisy, or I can't remember. Maybe I better not put 2 on there because that was confusing. So, but I finished this one as well. And then I have the Sunflower Farm. And I started, the last one I have to do in this series is the Winter Berries. You can see it on the cover of the magazine right here. That's like full coverage in the middle. So that one's gonna take me a little bit longer. I was trying to just breeze through those. And then I get to this one and I'm like, that's full coverage. So that's all I've got on that so far. But I do want to have it done before winter so I can have that finished up and out of my way. Okay, let me move my stuff out of the way right here. Okay, so I have some more retreats coming up. So last year I got to go to Stitch West for the first time. That's just 20 minutes away from me. That's just downtown. And I had to still work one of the days. So I had to leave downtown to drive out to my branch to work. And then another branch was in distress. So I actually went out and worked at another branch for an hour to cover their lunches. And so I missed out going to Shepherd's Bush. I live in Utah and I have never been to Shepherd's Bush. My husband keeps telling me he'll take me. But the reality of my life for the last 3 to 4 years, as I've been full-time, because when I started with the library, I started at 20 hours, then I went to 30 hours, and then I've been full-time, is every day off that I have, I'm quilting, because I have customers I quilt for. So sometimes in the evenings I can do it, or in the mornings if I work a night shift, I try to get but every day off, I am quilting. I have quilted every Sunday because I've had no choice between my weekend day, because I alternate Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I've just had to quilt both days all the time for years. And that's also going to change. So, and I'll talk about that when I get back, but for my trip. So I don't have time to go up to Shepherd's Bush. That's like an hour away from me. And I just haven't had time. I am going to Stitch West in September. Let's see, is it September? No, it's October. It's October this year. Last year was in September. So we're going in October. And we finished the day before Halloween. So there's a gal I met in California, Tanya Hughes, if she's out there and hears this, say hello to you. I got to meet her in Vegas last year, and then I got to see her again in Indianapolis. Well, she got into Stitch West, so she's going to come out the day before. So that week is going to be a fun week for me. I actually have a quilt retreat with my friends. We call ourselves the Peeps, and so I'll be sewing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday all day. Thursday, I'm going to pick up Tanya from the airport, and we're going to come here to my house, and then we've decided we want to make these bags and take these bags to Stitch West, or just to have them for the most part. So if you guys have seen these patterns by Hands On Design, sorry there's some glare there, we want to make these bags. So I have stitched for Let's Talk Stitching. I have got this piece done. So mine is done. I don't know if last time Tanya and I talked, we were both on just the hoop. So my other friend Debbie is doing this as well. And as soon as I said, hey, Debbie, do you want to make these? Because she's coming to Stitch West. She's my friend I've known since I was 18 years old. I think my longest friend, I mean, I've known people longer, but like we text every day. I don't think there's a day I don't wake up and there's not a good morning from her. So I just love Debbie to death. I'm so excited she's going to come to Stitch West. We're actually going to room together, and excited for her to meet lots of people who I've already met, and I just know she's going to get along with them. So I said to Debbie, you got to do these bags with us. I'll make the bags. You just do the stitching. So Debbie is done. She's already done all 3 bags, and she's already done her gift for the stitch swap that we're going to do down there. Yeah, I only have 1 done. So anyway, she just busted those out. I'm so proud of her that she got so much done. I didn't take the plastic off, but the next one we're doing is this one, Let's Talk Quilting. And I've already just barely started that. And the last one we're gonna do, if you've seen this, is this one here. So we're gonna make that one. So hats off to Debbie to have all of her stuff done. That's amazing, because I am not done, but I will get it done. I'll get a lot of stitching. When we fly out, we'll go sit up in that Sky Lounge, and we'll get there early, and I'll have a good long time to stitch. I stitch the entire flight. We have a layover. We'll go to another Sky Lounge. I'll stitch, get on another flight. I mean, it's a long day, but I get lots of stitching done. So I got into a whole bunch of Facebook groups last year. oh, different games, different things, and I loved it. I have gotten to know so many people on Facebook, who I was in groups with, teams with, houses with, whatever. And I've loved every one of those games. This year, something just switched for me. Like by March, I just could not keep up. One of the groups I was in was called No New Starts. I thought, I could do this. I have so many whips started. So we had to make this whip album to show how many whips we had. I ran out of time on New Year's Eve when I was at like 87, but I have more than that. I have like over 100, I have probably 120 or 130 things started. So I realized I have a problem. I really need to finish things. So far, I think this year I have 28 things finished that I finished this year. And when I say I finished something, it's usually a bigger thing. So like when I was back in Indianapolis, I had been working on some things on the plane going out. This is Sunflower Farm. Actually, I might have started this in Indianapolis. I think I did. And we did a Christmas piece that we stitched. And this was the extra, and I just had extra fabric on this same piece. So this was the one they gave us all for free. So I'm not even sure you can get this one, but I stitched mine up when I was there. So I loved that. And then when I have a finish, I count, and if there's two pieces, I count it as one piece. So while I was there, I had finished, a month to month, the first month to month. And, you know, getting ready to go into August, it was like, you know, beginning of August, or no, we were still in July. And I was sitting right next to Priscilla. She says, go ahead and work on calendar crates, because I hadn't done it yet. So I did get started on the August calendar crate. Here's the top piece. It's just all in the same fabric. And so I got that finished. I actually had the main piece done by the 4th of August, I think. But then it took me a while to get that other one done. I just had so much going on. So I actually count this as one finish, not two, even though it's two different pieces. I do count it as one because it's just, I don't know. It's just like one thing. It's on my list. It's one thing. So anyway, right after that, I started, let's see. Oh yeah, so here it is. So I was finishing up this August month to month at the retreat. I did get this finished at the retreat. My stitch piece was already done, so I was working on this while I was there. There was a couple people working on it, and so it was really fun to see us in different stages and places as we were working on it. So I did get this done, and I did finish the little small that goes to it. So after I did this, that's when I went to that calendar crate, because it was one I hadn't gotten done. So I really did want to get that done. I think I have enough trucking alongs, calendar crates, and month to months that I might now have covered every single month of the year. I'm not sure. So I did go right on into the September month to month, and I get these from Fat Quarter Shop, so I love it because they have all the floss and everything I need. So it's great to just take it and travel. And then here's the small piece right here. I know Kimberly did this piece also, and it's super cute. So I can't wait to finish this. I hope this isn't backwards. Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea. I know sometimes people are filming and they say they think it's backwards, and it's not. And I'm screaming at you know, my phone. It's not. I don't know if it is or isn't. So what started me off with Priscilla and Chelsea was their chalk fulls. And I think there was 7 or 8 of them. And the only 2 I have left to do is Liberty. You can see I have some of a start right there. Sorry about the glare there. And I need to do Snowy, which of course I'll do this one first because, and it's folded, but I've got my start right in there. I'll want that for winter. So the other thing that's kind of funny is like this year when I left and we were gone for 5 weeks, I took all the Christmas down, and I was gonna put all my like winter stuff, all my snowman stuff up. I was gonna get all that put up, but then I was coming back after Valentine's Day. So then all that stuff would still be up. And my son and his wife live in an apartment in the basement. And I thought if they came upstairs, they'd still be seeing my winter stuff. So I thought, I just won't put anything up. And then I got home after Valentine's Day and I'm like, oh, it's too late to put Valentine's Day stuff up. And I have a lot of stuff for those 2 holidays. But this year it's going to be the same. I'll actually be gone 6 weeks. We won't get home till like the 20th of February. So it'll be, again, 2 more seasons I won't even probably pull out and decorate with, because I'll still stitch stuff for them because I like that. But okay, so I was going to show you a couple of my trucking alongs that I have. See, this is September's. I should get this finished so I can have it up. But see, I have nothing to display on because everything's moved right now. And there's the sign for that. And this was one of the, well, this is because this is the season. This would go right on my stuff I have that I had out there. So I've got this chock full jar done as well. So, okay. I also love stitch-alongs. I love stitch-alongs. I'm going to show you guys some fun stitch-alongs that I have done. Nothing is ironed, so I apologize. This was one done by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and I loved it. I just loved the happiness. And in some of the groups I was in, they'd want you to stitch something pink or something yellow or something with a heart. This filled so many prompts. It was fantastic. I loved it. So this was awesome. So that was Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Another, I've done 2 of them. I would like to do more. I think I just kind of got behind, but another one, there's a place called the Stitching Book Club. And so this was the Frankenstein Sal. And I love this. I used a variegated sulky floss and I loved it. It was a dream. I love not separating strands. It was just pull it off and sew. I loved that. Loved it. So anyway, that was the Frankenstein. This also filled tons of prompts because I had a boat and I had a house and, you know, different things. There was even a tombstone. So I mean, I could fill that for a lot of prompts when it was Halloween things. So, and then the majority of my stitch-alongs are with Fat Quarter Shop. I get their Stitch Quarterly. I also sign up for other things. I just signed up yesterday for their Christmas one, and ordered the kit even, you know, so I can do the quilt and do the cross stitch. So, but this is one that, boy, oh boy, when this one came out, I already forgot the name, but I couldn't put it down. It was like, I was obsessed. I do so many things by pattern in my mind, and so this just was begging to be finished so I could see the pattern completely, and I just could not stop. So I loved this piece. And then I want to show you some other pieces that I did. This was last year's Bats and Booze stitch along, and I'm doing the quilt. I haven't finished the quilt, but the little quilt that matches it, I was actually just pulling from my stash, which is a funny story. When I started quilting like 22 years ago, I remember I was in a shop and someone was making something and they said, oh, it's no big deal. I just pulled this fabric from my stash. And I was sitting there like, I don't understand. What's a stash? I don't get it. So then they had these bags for $5 that had all these scraps left over, like end of the bolt things. And I think I went and bought like 10 bags. And I came home and I divided them by different colors. And I thought, I have a stash. I thought that was so exciting. Well, it kind of started the same with cross stitch, because I had cross stitch stuff, but not like tons. Now, because of different fabric groups that I've been in for years with, I mean, 2 different ones with Fat Quarter Shop, and other ones and other people who've dyed things, and I buy stuff from them. And now I've been going to LNSs at all these new cities that I've been going to. Of course, I go to the LNSs and I am buying tons of stuff. So now I have a stash. So if I had to stitch from my stash, I could do that for a very long time. Okay, this was another salad. This is one of their charity pieces. I just thought it was beautiful. Kimberly and her whole crew do a great job. Just a fantastic job coming up with a lot of things, and they're very generous with their matching. They match donations, and it's just always great. You know, I always like to participate and do that as well. I think this was another one might have been called Spirit, if I remember correctly, for a Stitch Quarterly. Like I said, I do everything. I can't stand it. I want to do it all. And I love that they all have different themes and different things. This is one that I could be having out here really soon. I love it. I was in a Facebook group. We were literally being timed how many stitches our group could do, like in an hour. And I pulled this one out because I knew I could just fill in that brown. Anyway, and did awesome. I did a good job. I mean, really helped my team, if I should, So anyway, that was fun. Let's see. I want to share one other thing. Well, so yesterday I got my new Stitch Quarterly in the mail. This was the summer one, the Citrus Summer, and I just have this much done. So I started on it and then I didn't get to it any further. So I will finish it. I love the bags. I love the bags. I love the needle minders. I love it. I have so many bags. It's terrible. I have so many bags. But speaking of another kind of a bag, another gal I met in Chicago, who I was sitting by, and then also right near, and I got to see her again. We were back to back in Indianapolis. Was Amanda Badger. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of her. She has her company is called Soulful Creations, and she makes the most amazing bags. So she had made some bags. I had seen her stuff right in front of me, but also she has made some for Priscilla and Chelsea and made them a second one that was really cute. So she has this pattern and it is stunning. And I love all of Priscilla's and Chelsea's fabrics. Pretty much what I have downstairs is their stuff and all of Lori's stuff. I have everything. I have every line of Lori's. I love Lori's stuff. So anyway, she was putting a design on, and I said, just put my name, just Julie. Then I know this one's mine. in a pile of a whole bunch of stuff that has black gingham. The chair I sit in is black gingham. Maybe if my name's on there, it'll stand out. So anyway, this is her bag. It zips up. Guys, this is so amazing. So there's a pocket behind. There's a pocket behind this zipper that you can see through the vinyl. There is a pocket back behind here, a zipper here that you can put stuff in the vinyl, another pocket here, and another pocket here. And this has that nice wool felt that you can put your thread on, needles, and so forth. I know that Priscilla uses hers, and she can't even close it. She has all of her over-dyed flosses that she uses in here. So if she ever needs something, she knows she's gonna have the color she needs in here. And I'm probably gonna do the same thing. I have so many different projects going of theirs. So, and I usually just have the floss with that project. But I think when I finish floss, this is where I'm gonna keep it and have this be like my go-to. So anyway, I love this. Loved that I got this from you. You can order this on her website. She's Soulful Creations, and her name is Amanda Badger. So if you wanted to look her up, it's fantastic. So speaking of Lori's stuff, I want to show you some of the things I have been doing of Lori's. So I started right off at the beginning doing some of her stitch cards. And I'm going to do a whole bunch more. These stitch up so easily and quickly. And this is on her 10 count. So you use 4 strands, but it comes together quickly. I actually am planning on putting all of these into pillows like she did. I love how it does that. I have multiple dough bowls that I would like to use and fill. So another thing that I actually took this to Mexico earlier this year, and I told myself, I'm going to stay on. I'm going to do 1 month a month, and I'm going to stay on top of this. So this is Lori's Prim, but you can see I only got through April. I had such great intentions, but that's a lot of stitches. Some of those blocks have over 2,000 stitches in one, and so I will continue to work on this. Because I love this. I love this piece, and I'm glad I did it in the whole big piece, because I just think It's just stunning. I can't wait to see that finished. So the last thing I'm going to show you that I'm excited about, okay, this was my birthday gift to myself. My birthday, you know, working. Actually, I had the day off this year for my birthday. Someone needed to switch. And I'm like, great, okay, that's wonderful. Then I won't work my birthday because I've worked my birthday for so many years. So I had to switch and I was going to be home. But we had found out we had company coming on Saturday. My birthday was on a Friday. And our family room was full of furniture and where there was no place for grandchild to play. And so the night before my birthday and the day of, I did nothing but sort things, go through things, because we had just moved everything out of like this room into the other room. We had to bring everything back into this room. Anyway, the one thing I did do for my birthday, this was my birthday gift to myself, is I have been dying to do this. Guys, I have so many projects and I'm not even showing you all of them. A whip parade would be no fun with me because there's too many. So maybe if I get it down to 50, I'll do one someday. But maybe I'll just show some a little bit here and there in the season. So I wanted this. This was my birthday gift to myself. This is the Halloween Afghan by Stony Creek. There's a picture on the back that kind of shows how they divided up into the 30 different blocks, if you will. And I started this on National Cross Stitch Day, or maybe it was World Cross Stitch Day. I don't know. But it was when I was still recovering from COVID in June. No, must have been August. I can't remember. I just know I started on Cross Stitch Day and I thought that was a pretty big deal. And I want to show you how much I've gotten done. Guys, I love this. I love this. I am already 4.5 skeins of black done into this. And it's a 20 count, so it's kind of like Lori's 10 count. So you have to use 4 strands of floss. So you do go through the floss, but I love this. I love this, I love this. So I had to get that out and show you guys. It's not typically out of that Q-snap. And that's something else. When I did stitch many, many years ago, probably 22 years ago. I started, I still have these whips. I'll show you these whips when I get to them at some point. I have another Stony Creek Afghan that I had started. I have a Last Supper piece that I started that I've done page 1 of 6, except the back stitching. And then if you remember, if any of you guys know, there was a pattern called the Amish Life, and I did the left piece. And when I bought stuff, I mean, I was a newlywed when I bought the stuff, and when I was actually working on it, gosh, I was working on that 30 years ago. I finished the left piece, and I only had the fabric for the right piece, but not for the middle piece. So I kept taking the fabric with me, and I was trying to go places to find and see if I can match the fabric. I had one shop order me some fabric, and it was totally a totally different blue. It was not this like Wedgwood blue. It was more like a different blue look on it. Anyway, so I have lost the first piece. I cannot find it anywhere. Here's my pattern. Here's the other pieces. The piece that's stitched is gone. So that's kind of a bummer. I would love to have those 3 pieces stitched up. So I still will probably stitch them at some point, but we'll see. So then I didn't do stitching for the longest time. I stopped, took like a 20-year break, and got back into it again and love it. And it's a totally different world today of cross stitch than it was 20, 30 years ago. And so I love it. I love the designers. I love the people who share things. I'm excited. So as I do more videos, then I'll show some of my things that I'm working on and where I'm at and more finishes, and hopefully they'll be fully finished by then. But I'm excited. Yesterday I was in a shop and I just got Teresa Kokut's book. I'm so excited. I'm going to be meeting her at Stitch West. She's going to be there, and Little Stitch Girl, Jordan from Little Stitch Girls, she was there last year. She'll be there again this year. I bought all of her patterns last year. I'm just looking forward to that retreat. 2 retreats. I'm going to have like 10 days of retreats, friends, fun. It's going to be a blast. So that'll be a fun Flosstube to do after that. So anyway, I'm sure I made tons of mistakes with this video. We'll see. I'm just going to get it uploaded. All I can do is what I can do. And so, and I'll get better and I'll learn better. So, and And I'll learn how to do show notes. I did learn how to do words, and I know how to do a little promo video at the beginning, but I can't film the things that I had currently out in my house. They're not out because they're moved. So I will improve as I go, and I am not afraid to do anything and everything. So I always say I'll try everything once, and then after that I may not do it again. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, a great September. It was really hot here last week, and now it's just kind of starting to cool a little bit. When we go back east, we thought it'd be cooler back there, but it'll actually be a little warmer there. I think the heat that was here is now moved over to there. But I might even be able to start seeing some fall leaves back east. That would be kind of neat. We're going to be up in the Fort Wayne, Indiana area, and then we're going to be heading over towards Chicago and going up into Wisconsin for a bit. And so it's going to be, we're just looking forward to it. We're excited about it. So also, I mean, as far as content, I could have content every week. We'll see how often I do them. I don't know. I know this next one won't be for at least 2 weeks because I'm going to be out of town for 10 days. So hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping by my channel. I appreciate it so much. Have a great day.